B resides in Dixon, Missouri with her husband, Nathan, and their daughter, Nellie. B is a public health registered nurse with the rank of captain in the U.S. Army. Inducting B today is former cross-country and track coach, John Metelko.
Before I begin to introduce B, I'd like to take a moment to congratulate all the inductees today for their inspiration and outstanding achievements. Amy, Heather, Betsy, congratulations to you, your families, and teammates on this very special honor that you're receiving today. A 3-time cross-country national meet qualifier, a 2-time track and field national meet qualifier, 3-time NAIA All-American, 2-time Wisconsin Private Colleges individual state champion, a 5-time all-conference athlete, an ROTC cadet, and a Viterbo University nursing student. There's no question that B. Foley is the most decorated student athlete in the history of Viterbo cross-country and track and field. While it cannot be said that B. Foley's greatness as a college student athlete began when she came to our team in 2008, I can say as the head coach that the greatness of our team began with the arrival of B to our program. As a redshirt in 2008, our women's cross-country team won 1 of our 6 competitions. In 2009, with B leading our team, we doubled that, winning 2 meets. In 2010, it was 4 meets, and in 2011, it was 5 of our 6 competitions. Individually, Foley finished in the top 3 overall in 17 of her 19 competitions, many of these races with over 150 competitors. When I consider B's success, I'm reminded of 3 traits which seem to have factored into her success as a student athlete. The first was her knowing her values. One of the most important underlying reasons for education is getting to know yourself. This is a journey that we are all on, and one that B has always embraced. She always knew her goals, our team goals, and the individual goals of her teammates. Her values were reflected in her actions. At the 2011 Outdoor Track and Field Championships, B had qualified to compete in 2 events. The first night of the meet included the women's 10,000 meter run. B and 24 other student athletes from all across the country anxiously anticipated a race that they had been working towards all year. Before the start of the race, B invited her competitors to join her in prayer. 2 minutes before the start of the race, the entire group of student athletes circled together to give thanks for their abilities and to petition for a safe race. In stressful situations, B relied on her values and her experience. The second trait is the intentionality in which B lived as a student athlete. As an individual committed to her studies, training for her career in the military, and striving to reach the heights of her sport, B was consistently working towards her goals. Though it may seem like a small thing to be intentional with one's time, as we in athletics know all too well, it's faithfulness to the small things that can lead to greatness. B consistently attended to the small things, whether it was following our training plan, stretching, eating well, studying, sleeping, finding joy in the small things in life. It were these small things that helped her to reach a higher level each year she ran as a B-Hawk. The third trait of Foley's that I'd like to share with you is her ability and desire to create space in the world for others to be themselves and to encourage them to be the best version of themselves possible. In the first year of our cross-country program, when B was redshirting, I recall B coming to me full of ideas for team building. She was instrumental in creating an atmosphere on the team in which athletes felt free to be all in, on which we were all achieving the same goals. B thoughtfully noticed the accomplishments of her teammates and recognized them in every team meeting and every practice. While B was always the first finisher on our team, having fully exerted herself in her own race, she would be back out on the course as soon as possible so that she could congratulate her teammates as they came in. Her leadership and enthusiasm helped lifted a grueling sport into an enjoyable experience full of camaraderie for the entire team. B, I thank you. Your teammates thank you. The university community thanks you. Your excellence, courage, and your heroics will live in our hearts forever. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor that I carry out with enormous personal pride to present for induction to the Wall of Fame, B. Foley Spangler.
First of all, I just have to say that I'm very humbled and honored to be here. First of all, I have to thank God, my Lord and Savior, for everything, because I would not be the person that I am today without Him. And it really starts all the way back to my birth and the parents who raised me. And unfortunately, they are not able to be here today. They have a favorite child, and I'm just kidding. There was a conflicting event, so they're at my sister's event today in Michigan, so they were unable to be here. But standing in their place, my childhood neighbors came, Bob and Kim, so it's really awesome that they were able to be here. And so I just wanted to thank you for taking the drive. And I have to say that cross country may not be an easy sport, but there are so many things that I took from cross country, so many positive things. And one of them is the people. I think cross country and running, it attracts people of character, and you meet some really awesome people through running. And to start with that, just to mention Coach Metelko, of course, and his lovely wife, Beth, who were not only a coach to me, but also a family while I was here in lacrosse. They were really my soul comforters and the people that I could go to, my soul support for anything. And they weren't just concerned about my career as a runner, they were always concerned about how I was doing as a person. So I want to thank them for their continual support. And thankfully, I had the honor of being able to babysit and spend time with their daughter, Rose. And then I got to see Cecilia when she was born, and now Meredith is the new addition to their family. So, and then the other thing with running that I've taken away is the tremendous character building that it gives you. I can see in so many aspects of my life how running has really developed me as a person, and how it's really helped to shape my discipline and my confidence in the workforce. So I'm in the U.S. Army, so you can see how running would transfer well to the Army, since we have to run in the Army. But really just in every aspect of what I do, it's helped me tremendously. And I would like to start off on a little timeline here of my journey to Viterbo. So I started out as a freshman at UW La Crosse. And UW La Crosse is, a wonderful place to go to school, but when you go to school there, you're a fish in a large pond. And I was kind of going through some turmoil in my freshman year. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, as many freshmen go through. And one thing that sticks out to me when I was in that turmoil was a phone call that I received from Coach Metelko. And so when I was trying to figure out if I wanted to transfer here for the nursing program, when I got that phone call from him and met with him and interviewed with him about the team, that was something that really helped make that decision a lot easier. So at that point, Viterbo was pioneering a new cross-country program, and it seemed like such an exciting adventure to be able to be a part of a new team. So I really see God's hand working there and just making that happen for me, and really turning my path there to come here to Viterbo. And the whole community of Viterbo was just so welcoming and really built you up. Even just to know that the Franciscan nuns were praying for us students all the time was just something that's so unique to any university. And so I had the privilege of running here and meeting some of the greatest teammates that I ever could have asked for. A couple of them are here right now, Amanda and Cindy, and I don't know if anyone else is here. No, but those two are just like sparks of energy and joy, and I couldn't have asked for better teammates. We just had fun, didn't we? It was just so much fun. There's so many times when you're in a race and it's like, why do I do this? I mean, I'm serious. There were so many times I asked myself, why did I do this? I could have, done a different sport. But then when the race is over and you all know what you've accomplished and what you've done together as a team, it's really a beautiful feeling. So just had a lot of fun, honestly, with the whole sport and the team. And so I guess I would just like to end with thanking all of you for coming here today and clearly supporting us and what we've done, and hoping to continue mold our futures. So thank you so much. I failed to mention actually one of the single most important parts of my timeline. So I'm sorry about that. So there were three things that I took away from this sport. It was the people I met, the values that I take away from this sport, and my husband. Oh my gosh, I'm like walking toward him and like, oh, of course. So, gosh, I can't look at him now. So yeah, Nathan and I officially met in 2008 when we came here for the first ever cross-country practice. But we didn't actually start dating until 2 years later. So we were teammates for 2 years. And then Nathan, in the 2010 season, surprised me on my birthday by putting flowers and a happy birthday note in my locker. And I got into the locker room and all the girls are like standing there like waiting to see my reaction, and I come in and I'm just like totally bewildered that Nathan had the guts to do that. And so yeah, it's been history ever since, but he's my best friend, and sorry. And it's just so awesome that, we were able to meet here together and experience this together, and then we can come back and this is always home to us, so. And then my daughter Nellie, who I'm so glad is being good for somebody else right now. And then another little joy is to be expected in June, so thank you all.